Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the June 5th, 2022 special edition of The Breast There Is, The Breast There Was, and The Breast There Ever Will Be Wrestling Podcast. As always, I am your host, Mikey B, WWE, and today's podcast will be focusing on tonight's WWE pay-per-view Hell in a Cell. The match card features 6 matches. Only one of them is a Hell in a Cell match, which is a lot fewer than in recent years when they do the Hell in a Cell pay-per-view. Historically, I've been a fan of Hell in a Cell matches occurring sporadically when a feud really necessitates it. But since WWE many years ago decided to make it into its own pay-per-view, sometimes the matches that wind up in Hell in a Cell aren't very memorable because they're just forced upon, into a Hell in a Cell match, even if the feud doesn't dictate it. So, anyways, that's something that's interesting is that there's only one match, Hell in a Cell match this year. And another thing worth noting is that the entire match card, all 6 matches, are programs and feuds from Monday Night Raw. There are no Friday Night SmackDown matches on the card, which is a little weird. That is strange. I haven't done that in a long time. So, anyways, without further ado, let's get to the first of the 6 matches on the card. And it is a singles match with Ezekiel versus Kevin Owens. Ezekiel is the self-proclaimed younger brother of Elias. Kevin Owens is setting out to try and prove wrong that he is Elias indeed. This match, there's probably going to be some shady things happening, some controversial things going on. I do think, however, though, it would be unwise for the WWE to bring, even though this is very much Elias, even though they're trying to do a different character with Ezekiel, I think it's just bad form to have him in his first pay-per-view match as this newer character lose. So I'm going to choose Ezekiel to get a controversial victory over Kevin Owens here in this one. So Ezekiel is my pick there. The second match on the card is a 6-person tag match with the team of Finn Balor, AJ Styles, and Liv Morgan taking on the Judgment Day, which is a new faction comprised of Edge, Damian Priest, and Rhea Ripley. Just similarly to my previous prediction with the Ezekiel Kevin Owens match, I think the fact that this is a new faction formed, which I think the WWE also sorely needs, I do not understand why there are not more factions existing in WWE, considering they've been so effective in the past when, we as viewers get to see groups go against one another, and it's easier to compartmentalize all the different WWE superstars on the roster. So that said, I do love the fact that this is a new faction, and I think it would also be unwise for this new faction to lose in its first pay-per-view match. So I'm going all day choosing the Judgment Day to defeat Finn Balor, AJ Styles, and Liv Morgan. So the Judgment Day is my pick there. The third match is a handicap match featuring Bobby Lashley taking on Omos and Bobby Lashley's former manager, MVP. While you don't normally want to bet against Bobby Lashley, I think the fact that it's a handicap match with Omos and MVP, I don't see Bobby Lashley coming away with a victory here. I suppose it's possible, but I don't think it's likely, considering that Bobby Lashley won the most recent one. Even though Omos won at WrestleMania, Bobby Lashley won at WrestleMania Backlash. So I think Omos and MVP are going to be victorious over Bobby Lashley here. So Omos and MVP are my picks for that one. The fourth match is for the United States Championship, and it has champion Theory, formerly known as Austin Theory, taking on Mustafa Ali. Theory has been sort of pegged as Mr. Vince McMahon's, protege, chosen one, whatever. And because he's also still a relatively new United States champ, I don't think the belt's going anywhere yet. I think this is the start of a feud in a program with Theory and Mustafa Ali, so I'm saying Theory is going to retain his United States Championship match and be victorious over Mustafa Ali. The fifth match on the card is for the Raw Women's Championship, and it's a triple threat match So we have the champion Bianca Belair taking on Asuka, taking on Becky Lynch. I just think Bianca Belair, her road back to WrestleMania to win back the women's championship over Becky Lynch was very momentous. It was really well done. I don't see her losing the belt yet. And I think the insertion of Becky Lynch to make this a triple threat gives it an easier out for Asuka or Becky Lynch to get defeated, because it's going to be a surely wild stuff happening. It's going to probably be a controversial finish again. But I don't see them taking the belt away from Bianca Belair just yet. So Bianca Belair is my pick to retain the Raw Women's Championship in the triple threat match. And then the final match of the night, which is the only Hell in a Cell match on the card, pits Cody Rhodes against Seth freaking Rollins. Cody Rhodes made his major comeback or return to WWE at WrestleMania in a surprise match against Seth freaking Rollins. So he was victorious there. And then at WrestleMania Backlash, they went again, and Seth Rollins tried to get a cheap, like a cheating way of rolling up over Cody Rhodes, but Rhodes reversed it to get the victory. So he's won 2 in a row against Seth freaking Rollins, and that's to me where I don't see Cody Rhodes winning 3 straight, because I think it would look bad on Seth freaking Rollins when he's clearly one of the WWE's top superstars. I mean, they chose him to be the opponent against Cody Rhodes upon his return, so you knew they were handpicking someone who's near the top of the roster. So I don't think Cody Rhodes would win here, and I think Seth freaking Rollins is going to win in a very dirty, controversial way. So that way he doesn't get clean swept by Cody Rhodes. So I'm thinking Seth freaking Rollins is going to pull some sort of shenanigans and be victorious in this Hell in a Cell match against Cody Rhodes, possibly extending their feud. I could see it lasting until SummerSlam perhaps, or at some point throughout the summer I could see this feud carrying on. So we shall see, but I do think Seth freaking Rollins is gonna disrupt the clean sweep. So there you have it, folks. I'm going to do a quick recap of the six victors I believe will be victorious tonight. We have Ezekiel, the Judgment Day, Omos and MVP, Theory, Bianca Belair, and Seth freaking Rollins. So hopefully this is a decent pay-per-view tonight. I guess we'll see. Again, it feels weird that there's no Friday Night SmackDown matches on the card, but maybe the WWE is trying to shift each pay-per-view to be for each brand again. I don't know. We'll see what they're going to do. But so this is going to have a different feel, but hopefully it's more entertaining than it appears on paper. So there you have it, folks. Hope you liked what you heard. If you did, feel free to like and subscribe to my channel below. Thanks very much for listening, and see you next time.